news, and I saw a story about Gene Hackman before I left earlier, but I didn't bother to read it because I, wanted to go through the political news. And then I was just reading the story about Gene Hackman's death. And when I saw Gene Hackman, I knew he probably died. But Gene Hackman, his wife, and dog were all found dead in their home. And, I mean, my guess would be that, what happened there, we don't know. The police don't know. They don't suspect foul play. But the only thing I could think of would be gas, right? That would be my guess. And, in Florida, most people have electric appliances, not gas. And when I was a kid in Ohio, we had gas. I know people that have gas. I don't like gas. I like electricity because I never feel safe with it. And I forget to turn things off all the time, too. So, But, carbon monoxide, something. But it was Gene Hackman, his wife, and dog all found dead. And, Gene Hackman is one of the great American actors. He, I didn't read this in the articles. I was always a big fan of Gene Hackman. And the last movie I saw him in, I'm trying to think of the title of it, but it was really good. I'll tell you about it. You'll know the title. But I've been a fan of Gene Hackman all my life. And my recollection, if I remember correctly about Gene Hackman, this is just off the top of my head, guys. I haven't thought about Gene Hackman in years. His first movie was Bonnie and Clyde. He started acting late. And he was like 30-ish or 35 when he did that movie. And that was his first movie, Bonnie and Clyde, with Faye Dunaway. But his greatest roles, I would say, were, of course, Lex Luthor and Superman. Welcome, new member. Gene Hackman was great in that. Unforgiven is just a spectacular movie where he was the villain. Wasn't he the villain in that Western with Leonardo DiCaprio, Russell Crowe, and Sharon Stone? I'd forgotten the name of that movie. It was one of the best gunfighting movies ever made. Crimson Tide, James Gandolfini was in that small role. Crimson Tide, very good in that. His last movie is actually very good, and I can't remember the name of the movie. The last one I remember him doing, he may have done one after it, but he retired because he didn't want to go out like a fool. It was a movie where he played a professional thief, and it was so good. Oh man, it was good. And they did a heist, and then his girl turned on him. It was a very good movie. I cannot remember the name of that movie, but it's a very good movie, but it's not a well-known movie. And that may have been his last movie. It's the last one I remember. But carbon monoxide, left the gas stove on, a gas leak, I don't know. But what a sad way for anybody to go. But he was Gene Hackman, a great American actor. Just a great American actor. The Oscars are coming up now. Hollywood should be embarrassed. How can they have an Oscar ceremony for the shit that they put out? I'm sorry. What are they putting out that's worth any awards? Maybe it's the Raspberry Awards, but not an Oscar. There's no Oscar quality work coming out of Hollywood these days. They should be embarrassed. It's, Conan O'Brien's hosting. Conan, he's another liberal jerk, but I listen to his show. He's sometimes when he does celebrity interviews, they put him on YouTube, but they're also on Sirius. I listen to him on satellite radio sometimes. And he's not really good at these interviews. Mostly talks about himself. You know, I haven't listened to him actually in a while, but he posted something on X the other day that I thought was really rude. I respond to it. He was it was on his show. He was interviewing the guy from Severance, the main actor from Severance. I don't know that guy's name, but I watched Severance. I'm obsessed with Severance. Anybody watch Severance? I rewatched the whole first season like last weekend. I'm obsessed with Severance. But anyway, he was interviewing the guy, that Scott guy from Severance, and this sounds so petty. He was ripping Chips, the TV show Chips, about what I couldn't believe it. I thought, what an arrogant jerk. But anyway, Gene Hackman, that's just sad. Really is just sad. Why? Gene Hackman, his wife and dog all found dead in their home in New Mexico. For a while, he lived in the Keys, but he left the Keys years ago. That's it, man. You never know. You never know when your number's up. And the police spokesperson said they don't suspect foul play. So, hopefully it was in his sleep. And the dog, too. And the wife, of course. I mean, he may be... I think about it. When you're talking about movie stars, because he was a big movie star. He was a really big movie star. And I would consider, and will you agree with this, that Gene Hackman is one of the great American movie stars, actors? I think he was a great actor. One of the best. But who's left? Who are the great American actors? It's all crap. You watch what they're doing on in the movies and on TV today, it's all garbage. It really is. All garbage. Somebody may say Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks is one of those actors that, and I'm not saying his movies aren't bad. Some of his movies are good. He made a movie, it's on Apple TV, about where he played a destroyer captain on an escort run during World War II. It's pretty good if you got Apple TV. But Tom Hanks, he plays Tom Hanks. He has no range. Clint Eastwood, absolutely. I'm not talking about still acting. I said, who are the great actors that we have in this country? Clint Eastwood's certainly a great actor. Oh, Gene Hackman, one of the best. No, Jack Black is a comedian more than an actor, but he's good. But he's no Gene Hackman. No. You know, there's a lot of these movie stars that play themselves. Tom Hanks. Like, I watched that new Gladiator. Oh my God, what a piece of crap. It's practically a remake of the original. And the guy that was in the Mandalorian suit is the Gladiator. It's total crap. There just aren't that many great actors. And what they're doing now with DEI, people are getting in movies and on television shows that just suck. Now, they just don't have the ability to act. That's why so much is bombing. But who are the living great American actors? Clint Eastwood's definitely a great actor. I love Clint Eastwood. I'll watch Clint Eastwood in anything other than Paint Your Wagon. That movie sucks. I think The Outlaw Josie Wales is overrated too. That's not his best, but he's good in it. He's always good. Unforgiven's incredible. $1 Million Baby, remember that? Oh my goodness. And of course, I love all the Dirty Harrys. A lot of people don't like Magnum Force, the second one. I love it. Which one is it? Is it Dirty Harry or Magnum Force? With the line when he says, "I know what you're thinking, punk. Did I fire 5 or 6 shots? Tell you the truth, and all the confusion, I've lost count myself. But keeping in mind that this is a .44 Magnum, the most powerful handgun in the world, that's capable of cleaning your, blowing your head clean off. Are you feeling lucky, punk? Are you? Are you feeling... Wait, is that Magnum Force or Dirty Harry? I can't remember. I can remember the line, but not which one. Dirty Harry or Magnum Force? But no, Clint Eastwood may be the last... I mean, even Tom Cruise, everybody likes Tom Cruise, but Tom Cruise plays Tom Cruise. Dirty Harry, it's Dirty Harry, not Magnum Force? Okay. Nothing against John Travolta, because I mean, everybody loves John Travolta, but no. I love his movies, even Face Off, but no, not a lot of range there. No. He kind of plays John Travolta and everything. Gene Hackman was not the same in everything. I mean, watch Gene Hackman, just as an example. Watch Gene Hackman in Superman the movie as Lex Luthor, and then watch him play these scary villains. Crimson Tide. Oh my goodness, he was so good in Crimson Tide. And he wasn't playing Gene Hackman, and he's got a lot of range. You know, there's a really good movie that I would recommend. It's Bert Reynolds' last movie. It's called, I'm pretty sure the title is The Last Movie Star. And he basically plays himself. It's really an amazing movie. He plays a guy that was a big movie star in the 70s who everyone's forgotten. And Chevy Chase plays his agent. The Last Movie Star. And it's very low budget. And I love Bert Reynolds, man. I always wanted to meet Bert Reynolds. And I saw an interview with him, Bert Reynolds, not long before he died. It was on the Today Show or something. They were in one of those kind of shows, and they were interviewing him about this new movie, his last movie, The Last Movie Star, which was just an amazing movie because of him. He was incredible. Next to Smokey and the Bandit, it was probably his best role. Best performance, I should say. And I could just see that he was it was really sad. It made me sad for Burt Reynolds. He was he seemed to be a very sad man, knowing he was about to die, and that he was filled with regret. Whoever interviewed him, they asked him who the love of his life was, and he said Sally. And the reporter interviewed him, said Sally Field, and he says no, Sally Lipschitz. Of course, Sally Field, you know. And of course, he effed her over. Obviously, cheated on her or something. You could tell he was a man so full of regret. But look at the range Burt Reynolds had. You know, he was so good in Boogie Nights. He made that movie. I went to see Boogie Nights because Burt Reynolds was in it. I didn't realize it was a porno. I saw that in the theater. He's gone. I don't know. There aren't any movie stars anymore, really. I mean, you got Tom Cruise, and, you know, Brad Pitt cannot act. I'm sorry, he cannot act. He does something in his in most of his roles. He doesn't always do it, but he does it in most of his roles where he's always eating. That's to cover up for his lack of acting talent. Like George Clooney plays himself. Alec Baldwin when Alec Baldwin was a movie star, he was good. Harrison Ford was great. Now he's an idiot. But this new crop, I mean, the Oscars really should be embarrassed. How can they give each other awards for the crap that they put out now? But poor Gene Hackman. Wife, dog, and Gene Hackman all found dead in their home. Sad. It really is. You see that now, you guys, I did 2 live streams. You see how long these live you see how long my drive is to the radio station? Now you know why I'm working from my home studio as much as I can. I mean, I've been on the road an hour. More, over an hour. I gotta go in and set up. This is time I could be, you know, I'm wasting energy that I could be using on the air. Oh, Mike's here. I'll take a quick look at the chat before I sign off. Johnny Depp, yep, he's good. He's a great actor with a lot of range. Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp's incredible. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Nicolas Cage. I don't think Nicolas Cage is a lot like Travolta. You like Nicolas Cage, but he doesn't have a lot of range. What do you got? Leonardo DiCaprio is not a lot of range there either. I'll tell you a great movie with Gene Hackman that people have forgotten, where he somebody said that movie with Hoosiers, where he's the basketball coach. Oh man, that was incredible. I don't even like basketball. I love that movie. That was great. Oh yeah. You know, I'm talking about who's alive and acting, because a lot of these people you're naming aren't acting. Like Nick Nolte's alive, isn't he? Great actor. You know, but he doesn't act anymore. Gary Busey, great actor, doesn't act anymore. Robert Downey Jr., I don't know about that. I think he lost his acting abilities doing the Quick and the Dead. That was the one I was trying to think of. Quick and the Dead is one of the greatest Westerns ever made. Gene Hackman plays the bad guy. Sharon Stone, Leonardo DiCaprio, Russell Crowe before he was famous. It is one of the best Westerns ever made, Quick and the Dead. Yeah, we already mentioned Clint Eastwood. Yeah, my wife, Kathy, before I knew her, she ran into Gary Busey. He used to live in Fort Lauderdale. He was very nasty to her and her whole family. Mississippi Burning. Oh, yeah, Gene Hackman was in that with William Dafoe. Eddie Murphy is a damn good actor. Jack Black's like a comedian. Eddie Murphy is a comedian, but he's also a great actor. Yeah, I give you that. Robert Duvall. Gene Hackman was great in The Firm. I forgot about The Firm. Yeah. Yeah, he made that movie, him and Tom Cruise. That was a great movie. Yeah, he was great in The Firm. Well, I was talking, Katina, now this is, again, I could be wrong about this because you're going to get all of his bio on TV today, but my recollection with Gene Hackman was that his first role, at least major role, his first role was Bonnie and Clyde with Warren Beatty and Faye Dunaway, and he was like 35. Crimson Tide's incredible with Denzel. Yeah. Quentin Tarantino wrote the final scene of that. They were filming that movie. James Gandolfini's in it. He's one of the officers on the sub in Crimson Tide. And they were having problems with the ending, and they actually brought Quentin Tarantino on the set to rewrite the last scene where Denzel and Gene Hackman are going back and forth, and they talk about horses. Tarantino wrote that. Hackman was supposed to direct Silence of the Lambs. I never heard that before. Absolute Power, that's not that great. He plays the president with Clint Eastwood. I'm not a big fan of that movie. You saw Bonnie and Clyde in the theater? Holy crap. I've not seen The Conversation since I was young. But I think that was after Bonnie and Clyde. Runaway Jury is really good. Yeah, that's a good movie. Runaway Jury. I forgot about it. See, it's some great movies. All right, guys, I got to take off because I got to go upstairs and get set up. I'll see you in about 20 minutes.